and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video I would like to talk about Dreamcatcher's Boca, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics, the music video and its connections to the Scream storyline. Now, Boca is the second installment of the Dystopia series, and it portrays the events that take place after Gaion breaks the stone containing the evil words the Tree of Language was protecting. The title of the song is a Spanish and Portuguese word that means mouth, so right off the bat we get the sense that the theme of the song revolves around the consequences of the evil words spreading all over the world. As I mentioned in my Scream video, the inciting incident of the stone breaking as soon as Gaion touches it strongly recalls the myth of Pandora's box, where Pandora opens a box containing all the evils in the world and these evils are released everywhere before Pandora can do anything about it. Like the title of the album implies, this tragic mistake transforms the world into a dystopia devoid of love, where people lose themselves because of the darkness that was unleashed. And Boca shows us this transformation by portraying the girls in opposing realities that are meant to convey the contrast between good and evil and light and darkness. On the one hand, we see the dystopia that the evil language has created, which is a reality of darkness that is represented by a contemporary world where people become twisted individuals who wear masks and are completely overpowered by the technology they use to spread hate. On the other hand, however, we also see a dreamlike utopia where the girls seem to be playing the role of the guardians of the Tree of Language. But as we see right at the beginning of the video, this reality is affected by darkness as well, because while one version of the girls is still attached to the purity of the tree, another version of them is ready to fight for themselves. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense, because if we go back and take a look at Scream, the lyrics did foreshadow a change that takes place after the devil opens its eyes. If at first the girls don't want to scream and try to resist the darkness that is spreading, by the end of the video Dreamcatcher expressed their wish to make their haters scream to avenge themselves for the pain that was inflicted upon them. And this idea is further developed in Boca, where the scope of their mission actually gets even bigger than before. Back in Scream, the girls told us that they became a random target of hate from pitiful freaks who hide behind a mask. And while in Boca these pitiful freaks appear once again as the main antagonists who chase after them and hunt them down, this time the girls are not just calling out the people who hate on them, but the people who hate on others in general. You see, even if at first glance the girls have become consumed by evil language as well, in reality a part of them is still attached to the goodness represented by the tree. So this duality implies that their desire to call people out is not caused by their wish for revenge, but rather by a desire for justice that is also meant to give the victims of hate some hope for a better tomorrow. In the video, the girls are portrayed as guardians of light, but also as fighters for justice who are ready to face the individuals that live in this dystopia. And this idea is also conveyed in the lyrics, where Dreamcatcher actually addresses the haters, but most importantly, the people affected by them. At the beginning, the song opens with Gaion expressing her understanding for the people who are targeted by hate, as she describes this kind of attack as a wound that cuts without a blade. Much like what they told us back in Scream, the girls know what it feels to be a target of hate. So even if these evil words don't leave a physical mark on you, they understand your pain and encourage you to hold on because they are here to help you. Even if you don't even react to hate anymore and you seem used to it at this point, they are knocking on the door and getting ready to come through. Because even if they cannot escape the situation, at the very least they can understand it, and this is because when you are in hell, everyone prays together. Now, these lines here imply that even if you feel alone and misunderstood, they know what you're going through and they're here to help. And this is because, to put it simply, they're killers that protect you. Like Dami's scene shows us, they have risen from their personal hell and now they're ready to fight for you by silencing all the haters in the world. Those people, that is, that attack you without a reason and don't feel any guilt in doing so. The girls are obviously very passionate about this cause because they experience this hate on their own skin and they cannot stand the idea of you going through the very same thing that they did. So as the night becomes shrouded in dark clouds and thunders come down, they will rise and shut the haters' mouths. Now in She Unseen, we can find yet another indication that the main topic of the song mostly revolves around online hate and cyberbullying, because if at the beginning we see the pitiful freaks using phones to spread hate, when Xion talks about the dark clouds covering the sky, she also moves her hands in a way that recalls a person typing on a keyboard, meaning that the reason why dark clouds are covering their sky is because of the hate that they receive through the internet. As we see right after, this hate clouds their sight and turns the world in black and white. And even if the statues that surround her have their mouths taped shut, the consequences of their words still linger, because the red of the tape is the only color that comes through. This is actually a great representation of how hate can transform the world that surrounds you, so as she wonders where is the love, the girls also address the haters themselves by telling them that if these words that look like thorns hurt them, then they should not open their mouth because they will most likely hurt other people as well. The evil language that transformed this world into a dystopia can suffocate you and make you feel like running away. But this is not a solution to the problem, because nothing will change if you hide yourself from the world. As Dami says in her verse, they have the key to set you free. So she pushes you to stop playing hide and seek and follow her closely, because she will lock the door for you. Now these lines here are a bit obscure, but if we consider what happens in the video, where Dami remains untouched even if people try to hurt her, the solution to the problem is not to hide away, but to lock the haters away and put them in the place that they deserve. At the end of the day, you have the power to decide what hurts you or not. So instead of running away and hiding, you should cut the toxic people out of your life and stop allowing them to control your feelings. This, however, is something that's very difficult to do, and the girls know that, so even if they will come down like thunder and shut their mouths as the rough wind blows. The video also shows us the Yuyeon in the dystopia shooting an arrow in the sky and hitting the Yuyeon in the utopia right in the chest. Now these visuals are very powerful, because the scene implies that the evil language of the dystopia is able to change people to the point that they can hurt themselves as a consequence of hate. And this is the exact reason why this song exists. That is to change this and hopefully bring a little peace to the people who are suffering because of that. Too many angels have already died because of hate, and all these people have been lost because others have chosen to spend their precious time hating instead of using it in a positive way. So in the song, the girls address both the haters and their victims, because this is the only way this problem can be solved. As much as the girls want to change the minds of those who are thinking about hurting themselves, they also want to change the minds of those who hurt in the first place. And they're doing so by delivering a very strong yet simple message. That is, the words matter. So if what you say can hurt you, you might as well keep your mouth shut, because your words can hurt others just as much. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!